Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily and today we are building a bar in Magnolia Promenade. For some reason I was doing it as a limited pack build. It features the industrial kit, eco lifestyle, get to work and Moschino stuff. Those are the only packs you're going to need to be able to install this in your game, to use this in your game. It's on the gallery now. Go ahead and get it if you like the end product. That being said, I don't really know why I chose to put it in Magnolia Promenade, but I guess I just needed somewhere to build it. It really will look fine anywhere. I'm kind of feeling it like maybe in Oasis Springs or something. Like, I don't know why, because I'm pretty certain that the black is going to make it very warm, but it's like kind of insulated, right? Because it's metal. Anyways, I kind of went for like the upcycled industrial feel to this build, if you know what I mean. Like, I didn't really go eco-friendly, like completely like plants and like beige colors, although I did upstairs. The upstairs is quite a lot like that. But I wanted to use kind of like a converted warehouse or something and kind of layer it with like all these upcycled feels, like the metal on the outside, metal trims on like the doors and the archways that I use. Just things like that. So I wanted to give it both an industrial feel and an eco-friendly feel. And I kind of meshed the two of them together, which I think actually came out looking quite good. I didn't spend that long on the exterior of the build. The exterior is kind of, I don't want to say kind of plain, because it ends up looking okay. But I didn't want to like pay way too much attention to it. I wanted to keep it quite a simplistic and modern looking build. I didn't want to go over the top and put like, you know, loads of, not that I could, you know. I did consider putting like, you know, the wall plants that we have with like a cottage living, and I think we got some with vampires as well, like the ones that go on the wall. I considered putting some of them in the build, but then I realized that I don't have any in the limited packs that I'm using, so that was a bit of an issue. I've put in a nice little, is it called a herringbone floor? The floors that I use in this build, the wooden floors, both of them are floors that I absolutely never, ever use in my builds. I never use the herringbone. Is this herringbone? I'm going to keep saying herringbone, okay? Because that's what I'm... Do you know what? Let me fact check this real quick, because I am not spreading misinformation on my channel. Not today. Not ever. Herringbone flooring. Oh yeah, this is herringbone. I'm not really sure what the one that I used upstairs is called, but it's kind of similar. You'll see it when we get there. But essentially, I never use these floors, and I kind of went with it just to see what it would look like, and I ended up kind of loving it, especially upstairs. The upstairs looks fantastic. I cannot wait till we get onto that and you see what I've done with it, because that is one of my favorite parts of a build that I've made recently. Like, oh, the lighting and everything. I just want to live there. I'm pretty certain that it's the one that I'm going to be using in the thumbnail. So if you've seen like a nice beige looking thing on the thumbnail and you're thinking, that's not what we're building here, it will be what we're building. I promise you, it's upstairs. Also, are we ever going to get the window that we were promised from the loft kit, the industrial loft kit? Because we've got this window and I'm like, when's the other one coming? I really don't know how long it takes them to make a window. Right, I'm pretty certain that when the game came out and they were like, oh, we'll get it in for you, like a content creator, a custom content creator made it within like a day. I swear that happened. Am I just making that up? I don't really know. I use these little shelves from Get to Work and I kind of stacked them to make like a bigger shelving unit, and then I put like some, they're not darker just yet, but you'll see I changed the color of them, I changed the swatch, and I put some like darker shelves in between, and they ended up coming out looking absolutely gorgeous. So this is a nice trick if you want any kind of like tall fancy custom shelving. I also like the way that the middle ones like kind of jut out a bit more like the bottom one, and when I layered that, obviously it became the middle one as well. And sorry, I've got a bit of a frog in my throat. Is that a saying? Is that an international saying, or is it just a British thing, a frog in my throat? So as I was saying, sorry to go off on a tangent there. I really like the way that the middle ones kind of jut out. If you put it at the wrong angle, you can kind of see the glass underneath. But I just love the way it came out looking. I kind of skipped through this quite a lot here because essentially all that I was doing was just stacking bottles, and I think I spent about 3 hours total in this build stacking bottles, both on these shelves here and some other shelves that I built near the staircase a little bit later on. So I've just kind of cut it down so you can kind of see what I did with them, how I kind of layered them, how I built them up, and then changed the colours afterwards once I've got everything in position. And I've just put like a few clips of that in, you know, obviously after we filled a few more shelves and then like moved on to another, just so you can kind of get a feel for how random I was trying to stack them. Because when I was making it, I was complaining about it a lot on Instagram. If you don't follow me over on there, go ahead. My Instagram username is pretty much the same as what it is here. You can find me, let's see how it's stylized. Just Paradise_Plumbobs. The link to it will be in the description of this video if you want to go and follow me over on there. You'll just see me complaining about everything I build, essentially. No, I'm kidding. I don't complain about everything, but these bottles were taking me such a long time. So I was kind of complaining about that. And one of my lovely, I won't really say friends because we're not exactly friends. I don't think we've really spoken, but we're mutuals. We follow each other. He kind of replied to the story and said, like, why don't you just use the tool mod if you have it installed? And I was like, well, I just wanted them really random. So I painstakingly took the effort to put them literally everywhere. I should probably have used the tool mod on the other set of shelves, the other set of shelving where I didn't have it random. As you'll see in a minute, they're all like completely lined up. They look nice and neat. But again, I didn't use it there. Do you know why that one was? Because I'm an idiot. I have absolutely no excuse for that. I'm just an idiot. That's all that one is. Yeah, so that's basically the shelving in the middle done. It took me forever, but I kind of liked it as like a fancy centerpiece. Like when you walk into the bar, like the bar is the first thing you see. I kind of wanted to give off that kind of vibe and have like smaller details in the build, just kind of like dotted around, like the metal panel on the wall, the little wooden beam things. I've just noticed that window was glitched out. Am I going to fix it? Oh yeah, I am. I guess I noticed then myself as well. I also really like the fact that with, I think it's the Better Build Buy mod, or is it Tool? With one of them, you can just change the color of the lights in the game. You don't have to like have a sim there and change the lights by yourself. I don't know why that wasn't a feature that was put in by the Sims team. I feel like it would have been so helpful for people who just like to build and then upload to the gallery. Because who builds goes in with a sim, but I used to have to do that. Yeah, I'm not going to say like who does that because that's something I used to do. It was unfortunate, very unfortunate. But yeah, anyways, that's pretty much the entirety of the downstairs done. We go back and do the bathroom in a second. I know a lot of people don't like to show them doing the bathroom on their channels. I'm not really sure why. I quite enjoy doing the bathrooms on my channels because it gives you different ideas for what you can do with the bathroom, you know? The mirrors that I put in here, I made them myself. Well, I didn't make them, okay? They're not custom content. I promise there is no custom content in this at all whatsoever. But the mirrors that I use, I did sort of like create myself. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Anyways, these are the shelves that I was talking about earlier, the ones with the bottles that are going to be like all aligned on there. I think I start stacking them now, actually. We'll get on to it. Where are the bottles? There we go. And essentially this is what I did. We're not going to sit here and watch the whole thing of me just stacking bottles, don't worry. We do, like, see, we fast forward a little bit. And here you can sort of get the idea and the feel for it, like, what we're kind of going for. There we go, there's one side done. And then, I was literally just enlarging it and then just, like, zipping it up till it reached the shelf. And I did that for every single bottle. twice on every shelf because obviously I had to do the other side as well. Just for the purposes of detail, my darling. Just for the purposes of detail. I'm kind of wishing that I'd put some on the floor now, looking back at it. But I think it looks fine. I don't think there's any problem with it there. Oh, here we go. Yeah, we're moving on to the bathrooms now. So that's kind of groovy. And I went for a mixture of like concrete and wood in there. Just because I feel like having the brick and the metal on the downstairs of the build, I wanted to have like a nice little juxtaposition with some different materials in the bathroom to give it like same kind of vibe but a different feel, you know, because I like that when you're in a building and then you walk into the bathrooms and it matches the vibe but it's slightly different, you know. Does that make any sense? Am I making sense or am I just talking shit? Oh my god, I just nearly choked. Oh, this is what I mean by I made the mirrors. So essentially I just used a little get to work mirrors and I put them on these sticks just to make them look fancy. That's literally all I did. But I mean, I'm kind of digging it. In hindsight, I probably should have done them differently. I should have like made the are they sticks? What are they even called? Like the wooden beams, that's what they're called. I should have probably made the wooden beams smaller and sort of put them between the mirrors, just so that they looked like the mirrors were like attached in the middle of them, but I mean, I didn't do that. So maybe I'll try that in a different build, actually. Maybe I'll attempt that another time. But for now, this is the one that I went with. But that's just an idea. If you want to do something similar in your game, maybe make them smaller. Make them smaller and don't do what I did. It was at this point here that I realized we needed a step for the Sims to be able to get up and go outside. Because in a little while, I think it's like right at the end of this build, I do make... Oh, this is the flooring. I'm sorry. I do make like a little outdoor area downstairs as well, like a little beer garden type thing. This is the flooring that I was talking about earlier. It's like sort of herringbone and then it has like something else attached to it, like these weird panels. I don't really know what it is. For this part on the back of the wall, I kind of wanted like a light feature, but I didn't really know what to do with it, and I thought that they were just too like showy, too like funky, you know. So I just wanted something like nice and neat and simple. I do go back and change the swatches of those wooden panels in a minute just to make the vibe a little bit cleaner. I match them, there we go, see, I match them to the wood that's on like the chairs and the sofa and everything. And for some reason I put that thing on the wall. I don't know why, but it doesn't look bad, so I'm not going to complain. And then we went on to make the bar up here, and I themed this after a bar which I saw on Pinterest, which was kind of like, it was like a weird shape, but it was quite groovy, and I was like, oh, I wonder if I can recreate that in The Sims. So I attempted it, and I made like the edges round. Both of these bars, by the way, if you make them, you'll have to put in either like a half wall and a gate for the Sims to be able to actually get in to go and make the drinks. Or if you're making the drinks, if your Sims doing it themselves, you'll have to teleport them in. And that's for both of the bars, the main bars, so the one in the main area downstairs and the one in the main area upstairs, because I do have a bar that I put in the beer garden, and then I put one on the balcony. And so obviously if you want a Sim to work in one of those, then that's fine, they can just go and do it because they don't have anything stopping them except for a door, but I'm pretty sure they can get through there. I ended up really liking with how this bar came out, like liking with it, is that what I just said? I ended up really liking it, okay? I ended up really liking it. I think like the little canopy on it and everything is just like absolutely stunning, like just stunning. Apologies now if this part makes you kind of dizzy, but I was literally just going back down and back up, just like eyedropping the things that I used in the build. just to make the bathrooms cohesive. I just put a shared bathroom upstairs so that like the Sims could just like share the bathroom. Because I feel like if you want gendered ones, you can go downstairs. If you want a genderless bathroom, you can go upstairs. Inclusivity. See, we have something for everybody here. I build my bars with the majority of the public in mind. And the majority of the public are gender conforming. But there are those that are not. So I gave them... Wait. No, if I built it with the majority of the public in mind, then that would mean that I wouldn't have a gender non-conforming toilet. I don't really know, to be honest. But anyways, I've put one in there. Because I can, essentially. Because it's my build and why not? Really, that's all there is to it. Why not? And then I just kind of like laid the sofas and everything around. I love these sofas. Like, they give me such like a modern, like, neat, clean vibe. And the fact that these are like, I think like ones that you construct yourself or something. I don't know. It irritates me that they're in the debug menu, okay? It gets on my last wire that they're in the debug menu. Like, I just want to be able to eyedrop the sofa and the chairs and use them 20 times. I don't want to have to keep going down there and clicking on it. But at the end of the day, I think it came out looking lovely. These plants as well, I can't remember what pack it's from. Are they Eco Lifestyle? I don't know, but I highly love them. I think they came out looking great. In this little corner over here, I've just put a little stage. I realised after I've assembled that and actually checked what is required for a bar, we don't actually need it. It's not even required. We don't need a microphone. For some reason I thought we did, but I'm pretty sure that that's a lounge and not a bar. But I suppose it's there if anybody wants it. Yeah, if anybody wants to sing a-ling-a-ling. And then I put some more little lights. Oh, my dog's woken up. He was asleep under my duvet, and I just heard him shake. I turned around and he sat there at the edge of my bed looking all sleepy. Gomez! Hi, you beautiful. What you doing? Oh, you're having a stretch. That's nice. Put your ass away. Are you gonna take a nap? Take another nap, please. I'm recording a video. That's it, you good boy. Oh, you good boy. This video's nearly done now, Flower, so I'm gonna go and get you a bone, okay? Do you want a bone? It's not a real bone, by the way, just because I don't want anybody saying like that's really bad for your dog's teeth or anything. No, he has a Nyla bone and he loves it. It's chicken flavour. It's chicken flavour, isn't it? Isn't it chicken flavour? It is. You love it, don't you? Yes, you do. Sorry. Oh my god, where was I? I was talking to my dog. Yeah, the bar also required dining tables and TV, which I somehow had to find a place to put in. So that's essentially what I did. And then I moved on to the outside and I made this other little bar area here. It took me a little while just to get it all looking neat and everything, and it kind of infuriated me did that because the half wall was either like covering the bar or it was like way too far underneath it, so I kind of had to like elevate it slightly. So if the chairs are floating when you put this in your game, that's not an error. That's purely because I didn't want half of the half wall just sticking out through the top of the bar, nor did I want it like slicing into your Sim's legs. And then I set this I think it's like a debug eco lifestyle lamp, and I set that to orange just to kind of give it like sort of like a rustic kind of glow. And then I put these little tables in, tried arranging them to sort of maximize the space, but we didn't put that many in. And one of them only has, sorry, the one on the left in the middle only has 2 seats because I didn't want to like cramp all the Sims together. Maybe I should have put some more in, but I totally didn't. Okay, I have just come back. I'm sorry, I just kind of had to pause for a second there. I took my doggy downstairs because he jumped off the bed and ran over to the door. So I thought, do you know what, he might need some food, he might need the toilet. So we went downstairs, took him to the toilet, and now he's up here again, and he's got his Nylabone, he's got Colonel, which is, it's a toy that's shaped like a corn cob, and it's got like these huge red lips. It's quite terrifying, but he got it for his birthday. And he's got a little ball, like a soft one, because he's a Chihuahua, so you can't really find balls that are really his size. So yeah, Gomez, are you happy? Oh yeah, he is. He's very happy. And this is basically the final part of the build. Sorry, completely gone off on a tangent there about my dog, but who doesn't love dogs? This is the final part of the build, and I built like a little beer garden outside. In hindsight, probably shouldn't have put another bar there, but I did, and it can look cute. And that's basically it, you know? Yeah, I think it ended up coming out looking pretty good, especially the upstairs. Like, that is just my favorite part of this build. Like, I love it so much. I wish I could go here. Like, I would give anything to sit on one of those sofas, like sip on a glass of wine or like a rum and coke or something. Oh my god, what a beautiful place to be that would be. Oh, English, what? What a beautiful place to be that would be. Anyways, enjoy the pictures of it. Just shot a little couple of dustbins in here. Enjoy the pictures of it that I put up at the end. And as always, I'll love you and leave you. See you next time. Bye-bye.